Diddy being accused of sexual assault by male employee.
Oh my God, no.
Yes, oh my God, yes. Rodney Jones is a former producer and videographer for Diddy. He is claiming that Diddy repeatedly sexually assaulted him. This lawsuit is so long. It's so many, it's so many things that, he's claiming Diddy did. Meek Mill reacts to Diddy allegations. So earlier this week, I reported Lil Rod, one of the former producers that was working with Diddy, in the court documents, his lawsuit against Diddy, they started circulating. One of the allegations was that Diddy had sex with a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Immediately, people identified the rapper as Meek Mill. And Meek Mill put his Twitter fingers back to work. We ain't seen him do this in a minute, but this stuff got him steaming, y'all. Meek also claimed that the rumor was sparked to shift focus from his new music. And I didn't know that he had a new EP coming out called Heathenism.
All right, listen up, folks. If you've been keeping tabs on P. Diddy's drama over the past year, buckle up, because things are about to get even wilder. From rumors about his involvement in Tupac's death to allegations of ruining Cassie's life, it's been a roller coaster ride. And let's not forget the lawsuits. Remember Cindy, his personal chef, who accused him of assault back in 2017? Yeah, that happened. Fast forward to just months ago, where more assault allegations surfaced along with some revenge video footage. And if that wasn't enough, in December 2023, he was hit with accusations from a woman claiming he did her wrong when she was only 17. Now, just a few months later, one of his male producers is stepping up with a full-blown lawsuit. Yep, you heard that right. So grab your popcorn, because we're diving deep into the latest chapter of the P. Diddy saga. It's about to get real messy, folks. Producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones has dropped a major bombshell by filing a lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, alleging that the media mogul caused bodily harm to him and threatened him for over a year. In addition, Lil Rod claims to have obtained footage showing Diddy and several associates engaged in illicit behavior and alleged nasty things. Seeking a hefty $30 million in damages, Lil Rod named several prominent figures in the entertainment industry in his complaint. However, only Diddy's son Justin Dior Combs, Universal Music Group Chief Executive Lucian Charles Grange, former Motown Records Chief Executive Ethiopia Haptemariam, Chalice Recording Studios, record labels, Diddy's Chief of Staff, Christina K.K. Coram, Love Records, and Combs Enterprises are listed as defendants. According to Lil Rod, this network of involvement constitutes a violation of the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO. The Chicago-born producer, known for producing 9 songs on Diddy's 2023 The Love album Off the Grid, filed the lawsuit in U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. In the 75-page complaint, his attorney Tyrone A. Blackburn stated that Lil Rod's life has been severely impacted since he agreed to produce the album in August 2022. Allegedly, Lil Rod was under an implied work-for-hire agreement with Diddy and lived with him for months at a time in various locations, including Diddy's homes in Los Angeles, New York City, and Miami, as well as on a yacht rented by Diddy in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The complaint reveals that Lil Rod witnessed and endured numerous incidents that went beyond his role as a producer on the Love album. He claimed that Diddy constantly required him to record him and subjected him to unsolicited and unauthorized groping and touching of his bottom. Despite expressing discomfort and complaints to Diddy's chief of staff, Jones alleges that he was dismissed with a response along the lines of, "Sean will be Sean." Blackburn likened Coram to the Ghislaine Maxwell to Sean Combs' Jeffrey Epstein. Furthermore, Jones alleged that Combs attempted to groom him into engaging in lovemaking activities with fellow producer Stephen Aaron Jordan, Stevie J, and promised him riches and fame at the Grammys if he complied. Jones also claimed that Combs possessed compromising footage of people involved in nasty activities at his home, possibly obtained through hidden cameras, giving him a sense of invincibility and above-the-law status. With such explosive allegations, it's clear that this legal battle is just getting started, and the ramifications could be massive for all involved. But ladies and gentlemen, that is not all. In fact, we're just getting started. Lil Rod also claimed that he was forced into intercourse by a cousin or assistant of Young Miami, who has been romantically linked to Diddy and experienced forcible intercourse and assault from Oscar winner Cuba Gooding Jr. Additionally, he asserted that he obtained footage showing a rapper and an R&B singer, whose names were redacted from the complaint, involved with underage girls and workers in the adult industry. On several occasions, Mr. Combs took Mr. Jones's cell phone and began recording himself. As a result, Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity, the complaint stated, accompanied by screenshots of several incidents mentioned. Lil Rod claimed to have secured irrefutable evidence of illicit activities, including Diddy allegedly providing laced alcoholic beverages to minors and adult workers at his residences. He also accused the rapper of possessing, using, and distributing all kinds of drugs, along with displaying and distributing unregistered illegal firearms. But there's another interesting thing in the lawsuit, and it's something that we've been talking about in our previous videos. Remember those nasty rumors about Diddy and his son being involved in a studio shooting 2 years ago? Well, as it turns out, it might be true. Lil Rod recounted being at Chalice Recording Studios in Los Angeles during a shooting incident on September 12, 2022. He alleged that Diddy instructed him to inform the police that Diddy was not involved in the shooting and forced him to lie by claiming that the victim, referred to as G, was shot in a drive-by outside the studio. The lawsuit identified G as a 30-year-old friend of Justin Combs, Diddy's son. Furthermore, Lil Rod asserted that he still possesses the blood-stained clothing he wore on that day while assisting the victim. He provided screenshots of the aftermath of the restroom, where G was allegedly shot either by Diddy or his son. Lil Rod also alleged that Coram instructed her staff to procure drugs for Diddy's consumption. Furthermore, he claimed that the footage also captures Diddy's son, Christian Combs, allegedly drugging and assaulting a woman. Moreover, he accused Diddy of discussing his strategy to use his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to mitigate the damage to his public image caused by Cassie Ventura's lawsuit. This lawsuit, which involved allegations of all kinds and sorts, was filed and settled last November, marked the beginning of Diddy's downfall over recent months. Following this, Diddy faced additional accusations of assault and resigned from his role as chairman of Revolt TV, the media company he co-founded in 2013. Lil Rod, who had previously made a public plea on social media for Diddy to compensate him for his work on the album, accused Love Records, Motown, and UMG of profiting unfairly at his expense. In a statement provided to The Times on Tuesday, Diddy's attorney Sean Hawley dismissed Lil Rod as a liar and accused him of seeking an unwarranted payday. His irresponsible claims about events that never occurred are nothing more than a desperate attempt to grab attention, Hawley's statement asserted. We possess substantial, incontrovertible evidence that refutes his allegations entirely. Despite our efforts to share this evidence with Mr. Jones's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, our attempts have been ignored, as Mr. Blackburn has failed to return our calls. Hawley continued. We intend to challenge these outrageous accusations in court and take appropriate action against those responsible for making them. Transitioning from the allegations and legal battles facing Diddy, it's crucial to understand the context that led to this point. Over the years, Diddy has been a prominent figure in the music industry, with his influence spanning across multiple sectors. From his early days as a rapper and music producer, to his entrepreneurial ventures in fashion, media, and beyond, Diddy has built a vast empire. However, alongside his success, controversies have trailed him, ranging from legal disputes to allegations of misconduct. These issues have garnered significant attention, shaping the narrative around his career and personal life. Understanding this background is essential in comprehending the current challenges and controversies facing Diddy and his associates. So picture this. It's a chill afternoon in April, and Sean Diddy Combs decides to throw a little shindig at his massive Holmby Hills mansion. He's got this swanky pad, like 17,000 square feet, where he's gathered about 20-odd music big shots to check out his latest studio album, his first in nearly 2 decades. Now imagine this scene. You've got these industry insiders sipping on cocktails, vibing to some tunes, and taking in the art. Diddy's got this dope painting by Kerry James Marshall called Past Times hanging up, which he snagged at an auction a few years back for a cool $21.1 million. Talk about baller status, right? Diddy's come a long way from his days in the hip-hop scene. Starting out as a producer and artist, he founded Bad Boy Entertainment, the label that launched stars like the Notorious Big. Then, he expanded into fashion with Sean John and made serious bank with Ciroc Vodka. Anyway, at this gathering, Diddy's not just there to show off his mansion and art collection. He's got a new R&B label, Love Records, to hype up. Plus, he's dropping tracks from his latest album, the Love album Off the Grid, featuring a bunch of heavy hitters like Justin Bieber, Mary J. Blige, and more. So, everything's all good, right? Well, fast forward 7 months, and Diddy's world gets flipped upside down. Suddenly, he's dealing with a bunch of lawsuits accusing him of all sorts of stuff, forcing intercourse on others, offering his wife to other men, assault, you name it. It's like his whole empire's on the line, and the music industry's buzzing with shock and gossip. But hey, Diddy and his legal team are hitting back hard, denying every accusation that comes their way. Diddy's been dealing with some serious drama lately, and it's got the whole industry talking. His ex, Cassie, dropped a bombshell lawsuit accusing him of some pretty horrific stuff. And get this, he settled that lawsuit real quick. Then you've got Joy Dickerson-Neal coming forward, claiming Diddy drugged and did her wrong back in '91, recorded the whole thing, and then spread the footage without her consent. And if that wasn't enough, Liza Gardner filed another lawsuit saying Diddy and guy singer Aaron Hall assaulted her too. But wait, it doesn't stop there. There's a fourth lawsuit now, alleging Diddy and his former bad boy label prez, Harve Pierre, assaulted and trafficked a 17-year-old girl. Pierre's calling it all lies, saying it's just a desperate money grab. Diddy's not taking these allegations lying down, though. He took to Instagram to clap back, saying he's had enough of these accusations tarnishing his name and reputation. He's swearing up and down that none of it's true, and he's ready to fight tooth and nail to clear his name and protect his family. So, what's the deal with Diddy's sudden spiral from the top? Well, according to folks who've been in the game with him for ages, like former bad boy execs in his close circle, the lawsuits ain't no surprise. They're saying this mistreatment of women thing has been going on for ages, way back to the early days. Kirk Burrows, who co-founded Bad Boy with Diddy back in '92, spilled the tea, saying violence was just part of Diddy's MO, even if it wasn't public knowledge back then. He straight up called Diddy traumatizing to women. But of course, Diddy's rep ain't saying squat about Burrows' claims. And it's not just Diddy catching heat. It seems like the whole music industry's under fire, with lawsuits popping up left and right against big names like L.A. Reid, Neil Portnow, and Steven Tyler. With Diddy in the mix, it's like the industry's finally facing the music on abuse and power. Diddy's been playing in all sorts of arenas since day one, whether he's rocking the gritty streets of NYC hip-hop or rubbing elbows at the Met Gala. You've seen him everywhere, from corporate meetings to your TV screen, flashing that megawatt smile as a guest co-host on Live with Regis and Kelly. According to Jason King, bigwig over at USC's music school and a guru on black music culture, Diddy's been a heavyweight in the black music scene since the early '90s. He's like the Donald Trump of celebrity performer entrepreneurs, with that flashy, charming vibe masking who knows what. Diddy's influence on hip-hop? Huge. He's the guy who flipped it from a niche subculture to a global corporate powerhouse. Starting off as an intern at Andre Harrell's Uptown Records, he launched Bad Boy Records in '93 with the legendary Clive Davis backing him. And man, did he know how to spot talent? Just look at the roster he built. The Notorious Big, Mace, Faith Evans, The Lox, 112, the list goes on. Always craving that limelight, Diddy made sure he wasn't just behind the scenes. Nope, he stepped right into the spotlight as an A-list artist and performer. With a whopping 15 top 10 hits under his belt, whether as a writer, producer, or taking the mic himself, he owned the charts. Remember I'll Be Missing You? That tribute to the late Notorious Big with its Police sample? It dominated the Hot 100 for a whopping 11 weeks back in '97. But Diddy didn't stop there. He played a big role in shaping the careers of artists like Machine Gun Kelly, French Montana, and Janelle Monáe. In fact, Janelle's album, The Age of Pleasure, released through Bad Boy Atlantic in 2023, even scored a Grammy nom for Album of the Year. Jason King sums it up nicely. Diddy's cut from the same cloth as black moguls like Berry Gordy from Motown. He wasn't just about the music, he was all about the branding. And that fusion of black music and branding, it completely changed the game, paving the way for stars like Beyonce and Pharrell Williams. Always on the grind, in '98, Diddy launched his own fashion line, Sean John. Fast forward to 2016, he cashed in big, selling off most of the brand for a cool reported $70 million. But that's not all. Diddy had his hands in TV too, producing MTV's Making the Band. And let's not forget the gems that came out of that show. Danity Kane and Day 26, anyone? Then, In 2007, he struck a deal with Diageo, the British drinks giant, to promote Ciroc, the premium vodka brand. Diageo shelled out nearly $1 billion to Diddy over the years for his efforts, according to the company. And in 2013, he co-founded Revolt TV, a whole cable network and multimedia empire. As Machine Gun Kelly put it back in 2015, Bad Boy wasn't just about the music, it was a lifestyle.
I get invited to this GQ party, I go to GQ party, it's like after one of the award shows, something like that, I go to GQ party. Puff hits me like, yo, come to One Up. Like, keep in mind, this GQ party is like up the most winding hill ever. It's like all the way up to the top of the hill. I have like a date, I'm there, and like set. It's just like this sweet party. I'm like, Puff hits me, he's like, come to One Up. Puff never hits me and is like, yo, come to blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, word. Like, cool. I'm gonna just roll through that much. What's up? Roll down to One Up, get into One Up. It's like Puff, Rihanna, all that, whatever. I walk in, I see like Nelly. I'm like, what's good, what's good, what's good? We start having a conversation. I turn around. Puff's like walking by. I'm like, Puff, what's up? He's like, what up? And like, I said, nah, man, nah. I'm like, where you going? He's like, oh, we about to go to this GQ party. I said, bruh.
It showed artists they could do way more than just drop beats. They could dive into fashion, fragrances. Heck, they could even build their own empires. Despite carefully crafting an image of a street-savvy CEO who rose from the ranks, violence seemed to shadow Diddy's personal life. Back in '91, chaos erupted at an AIDS fundraiser he organized at City College of New York, resulting in 9 tragic deaths due to a crowd stampede. Then, in '99, he faced assault charges after an altercation with Interscope Records exec Steve Stout, later pleading guilty to harassment. That same year, trouble brewed again when a shooting occurred at a Manhattan club where Diddy was partying with then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and Bad Boy artist Shine. While Diddy was acquitted of gun possession and bribery charges, Shine got slapped with a 10-year prison sentence. Fast forward to 2012, Cassie's lawsuit alleges Combs threatened to blow up rapper Kid Cudi's car, suspecting Cassie and Cudi were an item. Lo and behold, Cudi's car exploded around that time. In 2015, Diddy found himself in hot water after allegedly attacking his son Justin's college football coach with a kettlebell weight, although charges were eventually dropped. And it doesn't stop there. Former associates from the Bad Boy days have come forward with their own tales of violence, including allegations of physical assault against women and business partners. In 2003, Kirk Burroughs, former president of Bad Boy Entertainment, sued Combs, claiming he was threatened into signing over his shares with a baseball bat in hand. Burroughs also recalled an incident in '94 where Diddy allegedly assaulted a woman at the Bad Boy offices, leaving behind a shattered glass table. While Combs' rep declined to comment on these allegations, they paint a troubling picture of his past. Burroughs, having been in the thick of it, didn't hold back in his support of Cassie and the other accusers. Cassie is a hero to everyone who has been devastated by Sean Combs, he declared. He admitted to being swayed by Combs' charm initially, but soon learned the true cost of associating with him. Meanwhile, Michelle Joyce and LaJoyce Brookshire, who both clocked in at Bad Boy Arista during the mid-'90s, were floored by the accusations. Joyce, Bad Boy's inaugural director of marketing, recounted how 80% of the staff at Bad Boy were women during her tenure, highlighting the presence of strong female voices in the mix. Brookshire echoed Joyce's sentiments, lamenting the tarnishing of their hard-earned legacy. She reminisced about the fast-paced, high-pressure environment under Combs, recalling instances like receiving a call on a Monday to organize a lavish white party by Saturday, a typical whirlwind experience at Bad Boy. Joyce, reflecting on the fallout, shared her sadness and the collective despondency among former colleagues. Despite the stain on their legacy, she emphasized the enduring impact of their work in shaping hip-hop history. Former bodyguard Gene Deal, speaking out in a recent YouTube interview, described Diddy as someone who took advantage of Cassie, manipulating her aspirations and talents for his own gain. Deal confirmed his statements in the interview, but opted not to delve further into the matter when contacted by The Times. Diddy and his legal team have refuted these allegations. In her lawsuit, Cassie recounted an incident in 2009 where Roger Bonds, another former bodyguard of Diddy's, intervened to prevent an attack on her. According to the suit, despite Bonds' efforts to intervene, Diddy pursued Cassie, subjecting her to further violence.
There comes a time when you're in a situation that may seem like a good situation, but if you're not waking up happy, or if you disgruntled, or you really don't want to be around that person, you find every excuse to get out of there. And I got diabetes. So my excuse was, I can't be with you every day. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm losing weight. I'm doing that. But in reality, it was, I was sick. I was sick of you.
Bonds affirmed the accuracy of Cassie's recollection in a video, expressing his frustration with Combs and his actions. According to Jeff Anderson, representing a Jane Doe in New York who recently filed a lawsuit alleging misconduct by Pierre, the former Bad Boy Entertainment boss, the company fostered a culture of abuse and secrecy. Anderson highlighted a pervasive pattern of predatory behavior at Bad Boy, suggesting that the organization's culture prioritized protecting and promoting Combs at the expense of its employees' well-being. As accusations continue to surface, shedding light on the darker side of the music industry, it's evident that figures like Diddy have faced intense scrutiny over their alleged misconduct. The allegations against Diddy paint a troubling picture of abuse of power and exploitation within the industry, leaving many to question the true extent of his involvement in these controversies. Now, as we delve into the latest developments involving Meek Mill's purported ties to Diddy's wrongdoing, it becomes increasingly crucial to unravel the complexities of these interconnected narratives and understand the implications for all parties involved. So, if you're keeping tabs on Meek Mill's life, it's like a roller coaster going downhill fast. The internet's dug up some serious dirt on him. We don't know for sure if it's all true, because, you know, lawsuits and allegations can be messy. But hey, if you want the scoop, we got the goods. So, here's the deal. People are claiming Meek's cozying up to the billionaire crew, not just Diddy, but also Robert Kraft. But wait, there's more. They're saying Meek might be into some stuff he shouldn't be, like allegedly following a questionable Twitter account. Come on, Meek. You're smarter than that, hopefully. And let's not forget his tweets. Dude's still tweeting like it's no big deal, but he's not addressing the elephant in the room. Like, bro, you got some explaining to do. Now, on to the juicy stuff. There's this pic floating around of Meek and Diddy wearing matching outfits. I mean, come on, that's not a good look, especially with all the rumors flying around. And the internet? It's having a field day with memes and jokes about Meek and Diddy's alleged special relationship. But seriously, Meek, you gotta speak up and set the record straight. Don't leave us hanging, man. And don't even get me started on those court papers alleging Meek and Diddy were up to no good. Like, what's really going on here?
I forgot. Look, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper 5, that's redacted. Look, 5, he's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Yo, Meek, we were playing around with that Michael Rubin shit, but if you don't, you've been tweeting about everything on planet Earth. If you don't get a Twitter rant saying you about to get Lil Rod killed, you about to shoot up his block, blow his mama's house up, this is saying that you and Diddy were fornicating. What the fuck?
But hey, in the midst of all this drama, let's not forget the real issues. Meek's out there doing panels, speaking up against hate and racism. And to all the fans out there, hold tight. This roller coaster ain't stopping anytime soon. Strap in and get ready for the ride, because it's going to be a bumpy one. As voices continue to emerge from within the music industry, the rift between Diddy and his former associates widens. Aubrey O'Day's support for Cassie's bravery in speaking out against one of the industry's most influential figures highlights the importance of transparency in addressing systemic issues. Dawn Richards' prayers for peace and healing echo sentiments of solidarity among those who once worked under Diddy's umbrella. Even 50 Cent's upcoming documentary and Keisha's decision to distance herself from him in her performances signal a shift in the industry's perception of Diddy. The legal avenues opened by the Adult Survivors Act and similar legislation in California provide a platform for survivors to seek justice and hold powerful figures accountable. Douglas Wigdor's remarks underscore the significance of Cassie's courage in catalyzing a broader conversation about accountability and transparency. As allegations against music executives continue to surface, the industry faces a long overdue reckoning with its history of abuse and misogyny, prompting a critical examination of the golden era's legacy.